On the cold evening of Monday, December 30th, 2019, Tonee Turner vanished from her hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She disappeared only hours after contacting family on her way home from work. Later that evening, her family was notified of an interesting and nearly groundbreaking discovery in the most odd location that could have led to some answers, or it was just another element to throw things off. Tawny was a bright soul, but she had her share of experiences, like the rest of us. In the days leading up to her disappearance, she expressed some concerns of her future with her sister, a journal entry that makes you question her state of mind. This case makes you wonder if Tawny was targeted, or if she wanted to go missing, to start anew. So, what happened to Tawny Turner on the evening of Monday, December 30th? Could this be a case of trafficking? As a tip did come in that led them to the Hill District, a crime of opportunity, or did she just decide to walk away? Tawny Marie Turner was born on Tuesday, June 10th, 1997, in Pittsburgh, PA. She's the youngest of three girls, one of her older sisters being Sydney, who was just a year older than her. The Turner family lived in the Braddock area for some time and then relocated to Turtle Creek and spent most of their childhood in this area. Tawny was well known around Pittsburgh. She was a dancer, a frequent concert goer, and an artist. Just a girl with a soft heart of gold. For work, Tawny was employed as a metal fabricator at the Studebaker Metals in Braddock. She was also a ceramics teacher at Braddock Carnegie Library's Bathhouse Ceramic Studio. Oh my gosh, that is a long name. She wanted to make everyone feel good. She possessed a pure heart and presented a joy-filled persona. She dedicated her heart and soul to her artistry and supported her community with everything she had to offer. On Saturday, December 28th, 2019, Tawny spoke with her older sister, Sydney. She was to move in with Sydney and her friends out in Braddock about 4 days after on Wednesday, January 1st, 2020. This was planned because Tawny was experiencing some sadness and going through a breakup with her boyfriend. Sydney claims that Tawny and her boyfriend wanted to be together, but they could not have that proximity. Because of that, Sydney suggested that Tawny moved in with her. On Monday, December 30th, Tawny went to work as usual to start her shift at the Studebaker Metals in Braddock, which was around a 20-minute drive from her home. In this case, Tawny would have caught the bus, so this may have extended her ride time. She made it to work on time, completed her shift, and got on her usual bus to head towards home. While on the trek home, she went to Dobra Tea. Dobra Tea is a bohemian-style tea room located at 1937 Murray Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA, in the Squirrel Hill South neighborhood of Pittsburgh. This stop at the tea room was on her way home because her normal travels would include her boarding the bus to Braddock, riding this bus from Braddock to Squirrel Hill, and then from Squirrel Hill to Hazelwood. From there, she would walk home. According to employees at Dobra Tea, Tawny was only in the shop for a short period of time before leaving. They recalled not seeing anything out of the ordinary. At this visit to Dobra Tea, it is not clear if she ordered anything, what she ordered, or if she didn't order anything at all and she just stopped in for a visit. We also don't know the exact length of time that she was there. Employees did not notice anything out of the ordinary with Tawny, so we could assume that she was not under any duress or any sign of danger was brought to their attention at this time. So Sydney recounted that they were texting while Tawny was actually at the tea room. It is believed that the tea room that Tawny was present at was Dobra Tea, since we do have knowledge of her being there, and it's believed that the sighting is actually confirmed to have been her. After she stopped at Dobra Tea, she then left and started the second and final leg of her trip to make her way home to Hazelwood on the bus. Everything was seemingly okay. In order to reach home, she had to go through Homestead, which is close to a 10-minute drive to her home in Hazelwood. This would mean she would have to travel across the Homestead Gray Bridge. Upon arriving in Hazelwood, Tonee exited the bus at her normal stop, which was the intersection at Hazelwood Avenue and Giddings Street. She was said to have been seen walking in the direction of her home in the One World Love Hollow community, which would have been around an estimated 4-minute walk. The bus driver, who was also a neighbor to Tonee and who was on that route that evening, did confirm that, in fact, Tonee was on that bus and she exited. This is the last confirmed sighting of Tonee Turner around 6:15 p.m. Somewhere within an approximate 2.5-hour span, Tonee disappeared. Hours later, on the same evening of Monday, December 30th, between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m., there was a discovery. An odd one that would prove to be an unexplained, puzzling mystery, even still today. Tonee's personal belongings were found in a walkway of the Homestead Grays Bridge in Homestead, which is, again, only a 10-minute drive and a little over an hour walk from her home in Hazelwood. These belongings that were found here were her purse, and in that purse was her diary, a phone, water bottle, and her keys. Next to the bag, there was a ceramic vase and shoes. The discovery was made by a firefighter who just so happened to have been riding his bike along the bridge in the area at that time and came across her items. The firefighter then gave these belongings to his father while they both tried to access Tonee's phone to locate a phone number to call. His father ended up contacting Tonee's aunt, contacting her either on the same evening or the next day, Tuesday, December 31st, and informed her of the findings. From there, the family arranged for retrieval of Tonee's belongings. Initially, the family was not too concerned because Tonee had a history of losing and misplacing her things. She led a busy life, so it may not have been too far-fetched to believe that this was any different. However, Sydney found that to be pretty odd because it wasn't just a cell phone or a water bottle, it was all of her belongings. Sydney went to Tonee's home to take her items to her, but found she was not home, and she found out that she was also not at work. So she started feeling odd and knew something was wrong. At this time, after not hearing from Tonee and knowing that she missed work, and with the circumstances of all of her items, her family officially reported her missing. When the family went to the area on the bridge where her items were found, the ceramic vase and shoes that were placed next to her purse were no longer there. They also found that 1 to 2 days after the missing person flyers went up, Tonee's wallet was located and seemingly conveniently placed under her missing persons flyer. This was odd because it seemed intentional, as if somebody wanted to send a message, according to Sister Isaiah Thomas, Director of Creative and Cultural Programs. Oh my gosh. Tonee Turner was officially recorded as a missing person, filed with the Pittsburgh Police Department. Tonee's friends, family, and her community performed their own searches. Law enforcement did their own investigation as well, and what has been shared publicly, nothing really ever materialized from the investigation. I do know that on January 1st, 2020, Pittsburgh Police Department did release a missing persons alert for Tonee. It was unclear if the camera footage was checked on or around the bridge or what other measures were taken to locate Tonee. With the missing persons alert in place, a new tip actually was called in and directed them to the Hills District. The Hills District is described by locals as an unsavory part of town, mainly in part due to the high crime rate. It's not an area that Tonee herself would frequent or would have any business out being there at all. It's not clear if the specifics of exactly what the tip was. We can only assume that it was a sighting of her, but nothing has been communicated publicly about what was in the tip or who it was from. And nothing ever materialized from that either. So what do you think happened to 22-year-old Tonee Turner? Do you think she convinced herself to jump? Or do you think that, like the rest of us, this was just a little too coincidental to be a suicide? Leave your thoughts in the comments and remember to contact police if you see her. Her family misses her dearly and would give the world to have her home. Thanks. Thank you.